This is Help Wanted, the show that tackles all the big work questions you cannot ask anyone else. I'm Jason Pfeiffer, editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur Magazine.
And I'm New York Times bestselling author and money expert, Nicole Lapin.
The helpline is open. Everybody wants a mentor, somebody to lift them up, somebody who's rungs above you on the ladder, who's just going to reach their hand down and pull you. And that's amazing. Those people are out there. But the relationship between mentor and mentee can get complicated, as a Help Wanted listener recently told us.
I have a mentor who's been really instrumental in helping me start my own business in the same industry as hers. Now that my business is gaining some traction, I feel some jealousy from her to the point where she's starting to actually put me down in public. She's still a valuable connection, I think, but I'm not quite sure how to handle it. Do I talk to her or do I cut her off?
Okay, so complicated, but also so real. I really wish that the person who left that message was here so that I could ask them one specific question. But I'm just going to ask it to myself, and then I'm going to guess the answer. Because I think that even though this situation sucks, and that mentor sounds like they're doing something very inappropriate, or at least certainly not gracious, that the person who left this message, the mentee, the listener of Help Wanted, also is overlooking something incredibly important. And they're making a mistake too. So before I get into that, let me just state again, this situation sounds terrible. And if you are a mentor, if you are in a relationship in which you're helping someone who is less experienced than you, then I think that it is your responsibility to champion that person and to be excited about that person and to, look, even if you lose some enthusiasm for that person, to at least not be a negative force on that person. Because look, there is just, as my father-in-law likes to say, life is about addition, not subtraction. And there's just too many good reasons to add to the world and not enough good reasons to subtract. So we should be out there supporting and helping. But now, let me draw your attention to a line in that question that I think is too overlooked. And the line is this: she's still a valuable connection for me. She's still a valuable connection for me. Do you see where I'm going here? Where I'm going is that this person, this mentee, has grown, has found some success, and is still thinking about this as a one-sided relationship in which they receive value from the mentor. But it doesn't and shouldn't have to work that way. Because the thing is that every relationship that we build has to be both ways. And fine, at the beginning, if I am in a position of mentoring many people. I don't really like using the word mentor. It feels sort of like a large commitment and maybe a little presumptuous, but I have people in my life who I've been helping who are less experienced than me, who have told me that they consider me a mentor. And I am happy to do that because I just feel invested in their success. And so I want to carve out a little time and give them some advice. But you know what I also love? I also love when that person wants to help me. And fine, maybe they're not often in the position of helping me, but sometimes they'll say, hey, I met this interesting person and I bet that they could be really valuable to you. Or this is a really random example here, but one of the young people who I have a kind of mentor-mentee relationship with is someone who works at another magazine. I'm the editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur Magazine. It's a junior editor at a different publication. And one day I was talking with a friend who's an entrepreneur who was trying to figure out how to get coverage in that other publication. And so what did I do? Well, the first thing that I did is I pulled out my phone and I texted this young editor who I have mentored. And I said, hey, I'm with a friend. Can you help them? And this young editor was thrilled to do it. Thrilled, beyond thrilled, responded instantly. Why? Because they rarely have an opportunity to help me, but they want to because they don't want to just be absorbing. In fact, that makes them feel uncomfortable that I'm just giving. No, nobody wants to just be getting, right? You want to have a give and get relationship. And so they were very eager. And they also aren't sitting around just waiting for me to ask favors of them. They've reached out in the past and has said, hey, can I do this thing for you? Or I have this one time this young editor even offered to babysit for my wife and I so that we could go out. And, I said, look, you do not need to babysit, but I appreciate the offer. But you see the point. I have to wonder if when I'm seeing a situation where this person has a mentor, been really instrumental, now the mentee has gained success and the mentor is feeling jealous, if the mentor also feels like, wait a second, what am I getting out of this? And you know what? Fine, that may sound a little greedy, but that's also human nature. That's just the way that we think, and we better be aware of that. I have experienced it myself. Here's another thing. I have a friend who works at a large tech company and has been doing some personal brand building, and I have helped them a lot in that personal brand building. I've spent a lot of time giving them a lot of advice. I've made a lot of contacts. And not long ago, that person who really devoted themselves to this personal branding thing got more. I mean, this is the dumbest sentence in the world. I'm going to say it and everyone's going to hate me for it. They got more LinkedIn followers than me. And I saw it and I thought, oh man, like I feel stupid now. Why am I not doing as well as the advice that I have given this person? But you know what? You know why I didn't feel bad about it? I didn't feel bad about it because even though frankly, I did feel bad about it for like 3 seconds, but then I thought, but this person also is like stumbling over themselves to try to help me. And even if they have a larger following than me, then I know what they're going to do. They're going to use that following to promote me. And they have, because again, my friend is very aware of how much help I've given her. And I'm not doing it because I want something back. But as a relationship starts to even out, then the nature of it has to change in some way. It can't just be a mentor-mentee relationship if the mentee has, nice momentum, nice success. Yes, it still can, but now it's going to be almost a mentor-mentor relationship. Now it's going to be a situation in which both sides are really eager to help the other. Now it's going to be a matter of mutual support. And that's where these relationships should ultimately evolve to. Maybe it's never going to be equal. That's fine. But let's make sure that value is flowing both ways. So when I hear this question, the first thing I think is, number one, is the mentee offering to help the mentor? And if not, maybe they should start, or at least start to have a conversation. Start to say, I so appreciate what you have done for me. And now that I'm in this situation, and now that my business is growing, what can I do to help you? If that conversation hasn't happened, I would bet that it would diffuse so much of this problem that, now just going back to the question again, now that my business is gaining traction, I feel some jealousy from her. Maybe that jealousy would disappear. Maybe it would go back to being a constructive relationship. Or, let's be honest, maybe the mentor is just an ass and this is the end of that line. And, that's fine too. Maybe they were helping for whatever reason they were helping, and now that help is over and it's just time to say thank you and be done with it. Also fine, but don't let it fester because you haven't figured out how to redefine the relationship. Every relationship that you have professionally, personally too, but every relationship that you have professionally is going to evolve. It has to evolve. Even what feel like very lopsided relationships where like I am a employee and you are the boss. But you know what? I can still find ways as the employee to help the boss. I've had bosses start to refer to me as a friend, which could be a little weird, but I still appreciate the way in which the nature of the relationship shifted, or certainly after I was their employee, like me and Peter, Peter Moore. So I was a junior editor at Men's Health. Peter Moore was the editor, and we developed a really nice relationship when we were there. And now we're both long past Men's Health. Neither of us are there. And about once a year, Peter and I get lunch. And I have given him a lot of advice on building things that he cares about now, like his newsletter. And he's been pursuing a book project. And I love that because Peter gave me such good advice. And back then it was kind of it was a boss employee, but it was also a kind of mentor mentee relationship. And now it's something else. Now it's, I mean, I don't know what the hell to call it exactly, but whatever it is, it's two people who feel invested in each other's success and are happy to sit down and share what they know and share what they've learned and help each other. And if a relationship is stuck in one old version of what it was and it cannot advance to who these two people are now, well, then at that point, there's not much use for the relationship at all. But I don't know that there's lost hope here yet. But I think it's going to require some good conversation and some open-mindedness and some value that flows both ways. Help Wanted is a production of Money News Network. Help Wanted is hosted by me, Jason Pfeiffer.
And me, Nicole Lappin. Our executive producer is Morgan Lavoie. If you want some help, email our helpline at helpwanted@moneynewsnetwork.com for the chance to have some of your questions answered on the show. And follow us on Instagram at Money News and TikTok at Money News Network for exclusive content and to see our beautiful faces. Maybe a little dance.
Oh, I didn't sign up for that.
All right, well, talk to you soon.